recording.
Welcome to Best of Seven, the weekly podcast where we talk about esports, news, and just general StarCraft goodness. With me on the show today is Airless, Nike a Go-Go, and our special guest, Kibbles.
So Kibbles is joining us, and what's really cool about Kibbles is we met him at MLG. Both Ari and I met him at MLG, and we ended up spending a lot of time with him that weekend, and he ended up showing us around and talking to us about a lot of stuff that was going on. And he actually took us backstage, which was really, really cool. And we've been playing games with him, and he's been on the stream for the past couple weeks. So we decided to have him on this Best of Seven. And yeah, so Kibbles, why don't you tell us about yourself, where you're from, how you got into StarCraft, and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, I'm from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. It's a city like north of Philadelphia. You guys, I'm sure, know Philly. And right now, though, I'm in North Carolina, and I'm completely by myself. So if anybody lives in North Carolina, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there. Let me know, because I just have nothing to do down here. I'm so lonely. So looking forward to going home eventually. As for casting, casting now for MLG, got involved with that. Puckett, if you guys know Chris Puckett, executive producer at MLG, really great guy, invited me to come out after Tumba, who runs Esports Management Group now, had recommended me back when Tumba was actually a commentator, which was God, even who remembers that at this point? Esports moves so fast. But yeah, I was initially involved with Playhem. I started commentating because I started streaming, and that was just things just kind of escalated. That's how things work in esports. You just start by playing video games, and then one day you're like, well, maybe I want to do this small step more, and all of a sudden, before you even know it, you're fully vested in this. So, but I mean, what can you do except love it? So I'm really, really happy that you guys are inviting me on. I mean, this is great, doing this Best of Seven podcast. I'm pretty excited. So thanks for having me on, and throw it back to you guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, Mike, you wanna kick off our week in StarCraft?
Well, yeah. So let's talk about our weeks. I don't know. So Fatima, do you want to start us off with how's your week?
I haven't played too many 1v1s. I guess I played a bunch one day, and as you pointed out, I won 6 in a row of the 7 games. I didn't even realize that. So, I don't know. I feel that when I'm playing and it gets too late, I just get really frustrated because I don't know what I'm doing. I can play up to about 10 minutes, 12 minutes into a game comfortably. Any later than that, I'm like, now what am I doing? I should be dropping. What are they doing? I haven't scouted. I don't know. So, the late game, I need to work on. Or, as John pointed out, probably learning builds and playing around in Yabot. How do you pronounce that? Yabot? Yabot?
Yabot?
Yabot.
Does that still work?
I don't know. I haven't tried
it. I used it the other day.
Okay. But I guess I should try that at some point. I guess I have, less than a week now to move up if I'm going to. So I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, I think you can do it.
Okay.
Just time.
Yeah.
Just put in the time.
That's
So was there anything else in your week, or that's just about it?
That's it for 1v1s. We've played some team games, had lots of fun. That's about it.
Awesome. What about you, Katie?
So this week I've been playing a lot more 1v1s than I normally do. I normally start out my night every night doing that. I've been working on learning specific builds, so I was playing the Tin Man build a lot this week, and I'm working on my 3-gate robo, trying to make sure I get timings down really exact. I also did some micro training, which Kibbles helped me out with, which has been pretty helpful. So I already can tell that I'm moving my armies around better and things like that. So that was really cool. And besides that, I've just been working on memorizing the Protoss unit statistics, because that's kind of one of the things I want to do. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Besides the team games, we've been doing lots of team games, which is fun. But I'm trying to get a little bit more serious with my my 1v1s and my laddering. So it's a good week, I think.
Sweet. What about you, Kibbles? How's your week been?
Oh man, well, I work a lot, obviously, being in North Carolina on business. So it's really exciting to come home and play StarCraft with people. And it's been some nights I know like Mike and Tima, you guys have played with us, and then other nights I'm playing with like friends from back in Doylestown. So it's cool. I get to interact with people via StarCraft. A lot of times I'm like a real loner. Like I get on StarCraft and I just grind one-on-one games for like 7 straight hours. And instead this like alternate approach of like, hey, let's just have a more relaxing time with it. It's completely different for me. It's something that I haven't done in basically like since I started StarCraft, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it, man. It's almost as relaxing as Magic Gathering, which is just really. But no, it's good getting away from League, man. I played a lot of League of Legends before, and it's just a stressful game. But like playing Forest is just like, all right, let's just troll around and have a good time.
Magic the Gathering is not stressful until you draw like 10 land in a row, and then you have no spells.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, I have like 15 land on the board, and I can't do anything, and now I'm
I
dead.
don't let it get to that point. When I get to like 6 non-land cards in a row and I need it on land, I'm just like, okay, game, buy another.
Hey, would you guys ever want to try to play Magic the Gathering over like a Skype call, like live?
Yeah, I'd be down.
I don't know how to play it.
Let's do it.
Wait, you don't know how to play Magic? You know
I've
how to
read the
D&D, but you
rule
don't know how to play
books,
Magic?
but it changes like every 3 months. So it's like I don't want to start this. I thought about
No,
it.
it's like
Well,
StarCraft.
that's only
It's
if
like
you're
all
gonna
the
be,
same
like,
controls,
competitive.
just different units in the game. Like just
Yeah.
introduce new cards. It's the same game.
I know
Oh, let's
some of
totally
my
go.
other
I
World
think
of
we
Warcraft,
should.
League of Legends
Okay,
friends play
we're
it.
gonna set
but-
it up. Tables, you down?
Oh, I'm absolutely down. I brought 2 decks to MLG. Are you kidding me? I just couldn't find anybody to play with. Where they're like
Oh,
right
nice.
out here. Where?
I don't have a deck, so I'm gonna have to start one.
I could
know
steal my
Matt will
dad's
play, I don't think
cards.
he'll play.
Oh wait, are we playing with real cards or like the online game?
There's
I
also
wanna-
the online.
I want to literally get real cards
you-
and like figure out how we can do it.
Oh
Yeah,
crap!
if you want to make
I've
an
played
actual-
Middle
I mean,
Earth cards.
Middle Earth cards.
Yeah, Middle Earth
Saying,
cards.
like Magic the Gathering, so much fun.
So we like
All right.
move our webcams
Anyways,
down.
now that we're not talking about
That was a good
StarCraft.
job by Katie, by the way, bringing it back. I'm just saying, Magic the Gathering is a lot of fun. So,
It is.
Boom. All right. So okay. So continue.
I think we're still on Kibbles.
I know. Continue.
I mean, we can keep talking about Magic the Gathering. I just, there's
Mute it.
tangents, and they're supposed to have like a limited length.
Nope. Not with me.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Wait,
StarCraft.
what? Am I talking about something?
Yeah, you're talking about-
Yeah, you still have the floor.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Else
Yeah,
you doing StarCraft?
I've been playing. Oh yeah, we're doing that whole. All right, well, yeah, man. I don't know. That was pretty much my week. That kind of wraps it all. I had sushi today, and I felt horribly sick for like 4 hours. So my whole week was really pretty much that. Like I do the same thing virtually every single day right now, except that was very different from anything that I've had happen in the last 2 months. I ate sushi that I don't think it was the cleanest sushi. Granted, I'm like 5 hours from an ocean. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I left work like 3 hours early.
Mike's like, I'm
compared to-
surrounded by the
Still don't
ocean.
really feel it. Now that I'm sitting down and not like upside down for several hours at a time, I feel a lot better. So
nice.
Actually, do you want to mention why you would be upside down?
yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, I fix cars, and it's like this weird trade skill kind of thing that like I don't know. Basically, I'm out here fixing hail cars because a hailstorm fell. So you say you're like driving and all these giant balls of ice start falling on your car while they cause tons of dents. And so I use like these crazy like steel rods that I don't know. It's actually really basic. Like you just push the metal back up, but it's surprisingly difficult to learn. It's not hard to do once you know how to do it. It's actually like really easy, completely mindless. I listen to audiobooks all day or listen to StarCraft games. Listening to StarCraft games is a lot of fun because you don't really need to see a StarCraft game if you know the maps, you know the units, you know everything. Like you kind of just see it in your head, anyways. Especially some commentators are much better at it. Day9 is really bad at it. Like he's not the best commentator to listen to because he gets excited and he ends up completely just blowing over the details because you can see the details on the screen. Whereas some commentators that are slower and more analytical, like I really like Bitter and Rotterdam for listening to because they for some reason like they tend to give good position descriptions when they're going over it. Yeah, that's definitely something that I enjoy when I'm working. But yeah, I'm upset out because I'm always like at crazy angles, twisting and standing in all these odd positions. We have like 120 different positions that we stand in. Can't even get into it. So it's crazy stuff.
Nice.
So bending and stuff like that, like flexibility is a really big thing in my industry. You have to be extremely
Just quote that. Quote that.
You cannot not be flexible.
Flexibility is an important part of my industry.
It's equally as impossible. That statement being grammatically correct is equally as impossible as having a job fixing hail cars and not being flexible. So I'm like all over the place, and with that sushi, my stomach was not pleasant. So glad to come back, watch some Firefly and some real talk with Dan Sipkowski, and now we're kicking it back with you guys in Best of 7.
All right. Well, Mike, let's talk about your week because you're you're the last one we haven't talked about for StarCraft.
So my week's been pretty good. I don't know why this just occurred to me now, but I Facebook searched StarCraft Hawaii, and I found the Hawaii group, and so I was like, oh, this is awesome. They're all really funny, and there's a lot of Masters League players in there to practice with, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm looking for a guild right now or a clan just so I can get more practice partners to play with. And Lego Robotics started up. So if you don't know what Lego Robotics is, it's like esports for public schools. It's just amazing. It's like everything you'd expect from like an MLG or an IPL. It's just like that. Where everyone gets together and has this competition, but it's for a school, and I get paid for it. So I'm really excited about that. But other than that, I didn't play a lot of StarCraft. Been really laggy. So that's my week. Nothing really
Lag
special.
is just killing your StarCraft.
Ah, the lag is just killing me.
Let's ask Kibbles about lag.
Yeah, Kibbles, how's your lag been?
That's sort of a subject.
Okay.
Lightning strikes, lag, cell phones dying in the middle of StarCraft games. That one was pleasant the other day. I use my cell phone for my internet because the internet in this apartment complex, I'm in a furnished apartment, aka a corporate apartment. So like, I don't know, everything here is like, and it's like a new complex, so it's not well set up yet. So the internet here gets down to 0.5 megabits at night during peak hours, and it's just you can't do anything.
0.5.
Yeah, it's horrific. So my cell phone gets like 12 times faster than that. So I use my cell phone for internet, but like it died the other night because it uses a lot of battery, and it died when I was in the middle of the game. I got sad.
Should probably be charging that while playing.
I normally do. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why you're having lag issues. And you should be on a cell.
I'm in the middle of an ocean. I probably have a better connection to Korea than I do to California.
Probably.
Go play on the Korean servers.
I'm trying to. I can't find a legal way to get an account.
Oh, I have a Korean account.
Isn't it? Don't you have to like lie about who you are and all that shit?
If you want to get an actual Korean account, but a Taiwanese account is on the Korean ladder.
Yeah, but for that, don't you have to generate a fake name and a fake like social
No,
number?
that's to get a Korean account.
Ah.
Like if you want an account
That's
where
crazy.
the language on the client is actually in Korean and the units sound really badass. Like a Korean Immortal is literally the sickest sound you will ever hear in your life. It's like dubstep on crack. And then you
Dubstep on crack.
Sounds. Yeah. It's just masculinity and terror is the Immortal's voice in Korean. But
I want to write these quotes down.
Not so pleasant. They're all very like high pitched and stuff. I don't know. I just don't like them that much. But yeah, you're more than welcome to use my Taiwanese account. I don't use it because my latency is over 50. It's really difficult to play.
Sweet. Let me check the server and see what the actual lag is. But anyway, do you want to get into our? Well, that's a perfect transition. Do you want to get into our first topic?
Yeah, I think we should.
So GSL made 2 years old this last week.
Yay.
And you have free VOD, so if anyone is...
For 2 days. I think it's over.
Is it over?
It said for 2 days on the thing, so I didn't even try. It was just like, oh, it's been 3 days.
Oh, I didn't get to watch
But
any of it on GSL.
regardless, people should be, paying to get GSL anyway because it's awesome.
Or using someone's account who has paid for it.
Well, that's not promoting esports correctly, Missy.
But anyway, this last week of GSL has been crazy. We had Jadong get to play. He got knocked out, which is sad. But he got knocked out with MC. So, I mean, it kind of tells you about the caliber of player that's playing in the GSL currently. On Tuesday night, we got this, a guy from Israel actually went to the GSL and he proposed to his girlfriend.
Oh.
So I think is that the first marriage proposal in esports on stage?
No.
Or is there other ones?
I think Tumba said it. Lily.
Oh, nice. So is this the
That's
second
fun.
one?
But it's the first GSL one for sure. Yeah, probably the second one. Anyone before Tumba.
That's so cool.
And so I guess with all these free VODs that may or may not be gone, and someone proposing to their girlfriend, my question to you guys is, what are your favorite moments or games in esports?
I just want to say first off that, like, Katie, I don't know, how would you feel if Andres proposed to you at an esports event?
So
Like, I know.
think that we should talk about.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like,
the
how-
rest of the games actually. So, so I actually watched some of the VODs this past what do you call it? Past couple days, and I really like the MMA versus Gumiho. Is that the name? Did you watch that one, Mike?
I did. That was the first game of Slayers versus FXO in the Team League finals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what did you think
And
of that?
that was just the most insane Terran versus Terran that like I've ever seen. Like I couldn't stop watching it, and then I had to like go to a meeting in the middle of it, and I went back. But anyway, it was absolutely amazing, and it was pretty funny because MMA, he was actually he was doing all kinds of like asymmetrical attacks, and he was doing like tank pushes without actually like sieging his tanks and like breaking through tank lines. And there's just really, really good actually use of Banshees in that game too, which I thought was pretty exciting. But I actually didn't know that was the first video I've seen where they're casting outside and it's like on a beach. Like, have you seen that before?
Yeah, I
that
saw
was-
that. That was the final for the GSL last season.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. And the sad part is you had this really cool venue, and then the one-on-one finals for the normal GSL was like an hour long. It was a really short finals. It was a
Yeah.
PvP, that's why, so it's understandable. But like they had this really cool setup, and then it's just over, and you're like, oh. But that's the first time I saw the Gundam style, or how do you say that? Whatever that video.
Gangnam.
Gangnam
Gangnam
style. Yeah, it's the first time I ever saw that video. They
Oh
played
my
it
God.
in the
Gangnam
intermission.
style.
I only listened to the song like 25 times today on repeat. Not kidding at all.
Is that all? Only 25.
Trying to learn the lyrics, it's really difficult.
So, Kibbles, you cast a lot of games. What are your favorite, or what are the most memorable games you've ever seen?
Huck versus Naniwa. Huck versus Naniwa. MLG. Wow, why am I? It was Columbus. It was MLG Columbus, 2012. I mean, there's nothing like it. That game, it was literally like at the end, I wanted to like hug Axel and just like weep. There was nothing to express. Like the ridiculous feeling of exasperation at the end of that game. I was completely overwhelmed. I like had no idea. We turned around at the end of the cast and like everybody's behind us. Like Rob Simpson, J9, JP. Like I think the only ones who weren't there were DJ Wheat was on stage. So like everybody was behind us, and like I had no idea because we were just completely sucked in this game. Like typically, like people stroll behind you, you're just like casting. But this was the most insane game. It was about 6.5 minutes of Axel and I screaming, and I just like it was completely surreal, man. I mean, if you guys watch the game, like it's super entertaining.
Was
I can't even
this-
continue casting something like that.
Was this the Antigua game where they like
Yes.
base race and there's the one zealot versus the one stalker or something in the probe?
Yeah. We just had to yell for 5 minutes while like basically all that game came down to. Some people like didn't realize like if the probe died, the game was over because the stalker could infinity kite. It would just kite for the rest of the game now until it won. Like that's all you'd have to pay attention to. So if the probe died, it was over. But if the stalker died, it was over as well. So it was basically like, and then there were the stealths on the field, which were the pawns. But like, those were the two important pieces. It's so easy for a probe to die. And there were multiple times the probe was one shot from being dead. So there were like several climax. Like one climax is exhausting enough. I'm sure as guys we know this, Mike. But come on now,
Yeah.
like the probe almost died several times. The stalker almost died several times. It was too much, man. I collapsed at the end of it. I laid on the floor backstage. Like it is absurd. So I'll remember that moment in esports for the rest of my life, without a doubt.
I actually watched that video, and now I think about it, I have to watch it again because I have to see if I can recognize your voice. But yeah, no, that was an insane game. What about you, Fatima? What's your favorite esports moment?
I like have not religiously followed it. I watched a lot of GSL the first season, first couple seasons, but there's been like a lot since then, so I haven't really watched them at all. Plus, I can never for the longest time I was using someone else's account and I couldn't remember what his password was. I know what it is now, but
So my favorite moment, and this is sad because I haven't had a really great moment since, I guess. But my favorite moment still is Fruit Dealer, and I'm really sad he like moved on to League of Legends. But the Fruit Dealer
Yeah.
win of the first GSL was just the most amazing thing, because everyone pretty much just thought like, oh, Zerg is broken. You can't win with Zerg. These maps are horrible. Zerg can't play. And they even made like a music video of it, like on YouTube. You can probably find, and that was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen as far as esports. So the second one that almost caught up to it was the DRG MMA finals at the Blizzard Cup. Did you guys get to see that?
I don't think I've seen that one. I mean,
So it's a best of 7. MMA is up 3-0, and DRG brings it back to an ace match, and he loses. So just in case, spoiler alert, he loses. But I say
I
spoiler
was
alert
gonna
afterwards.
watch that.
wait, when was this?
This was at the Blizzard Cup at the end of the year,
Oh, okay.
and that was a big letdown. But that was exciting. You have to admit that was exciting. You should definitely watch that if you have the VODs.
Well, I mean,
Just to monkey back for a moment real quick, by the way. Mentioning Fruit Dealer, MC versus Jill Izerg in the March GSL finals. It's the moment where I decided I wanted to be a commentator. I was like curled up fetal position on my bed, just being like, oh my god, please scout that dark shrine on Kravas. Like the Overlord was just half of a quarter of a hex away from seeing that dark shrine costing the game, and I was just like, I want to cast these games. So thanks for reminding me about that.
No
well,
problem.
like when
Yeah,
you
those-
mentioned the Blizzard final, I don't remember that one, but I was at the one last year. Yeah, and that was pretty, like, who was it? Nat will know, but it was, I don't even remember who,
That picture, wasn't
MMA
it?
versus MVP.
yes, yes, it was, and that match, like, they had, like, none of them had bases, they just had armies, and they were, like, all over the map. I was like, well, who's gonna win? I have no idea. One of them had, like, 16 Vikings, and one of them had, like, Broodlords, so it was like, I wasn't sure, I don't know, like, they're Masters players, so they're like, someone's gonna win, someone's gonna figure this out, but, like, if I were playing, I'd be like, I can't handle the stress, I would quit.
Nice. So
Nori versus Violet.
so let's talk PAX. Katie, do you want to talk about PAX a little bit?
I actually, I want Tima to talk about it because that's her area, man.
It is, and
Tima, why don't you talk to us? Tell us like what PAX is,
Yeah.
like exactly, and then I'll talk about the Xel'Naga trials. Yeah, trials of the Xel'Naga.
so, I
How's that
mean,
sound?
we kind of, yeah, that sounds good. We touched with Oscar what PAX kind of was and how it kind of started in our other interview, but PAX is PAX, Penny Arcade Expo. I don't remember when it first started, a couple years ago. I mean, it hasn't been around for, not more than a decade, I don't think. It started out as a very, very small convention for nerds to gather and play games and meet up and talk about games and products that they used. And for the last several years, it has been at the Seattle Convention Center downtown in Seattle. There is 6 floors. There's 2 main floors, the very top one and like the 4th floor. And then there's like the other rooms are for, tabletop games, card games, random other meetups and all that. But yeah, and then like SteelSeries will be there, Astro Gaming was there, Razer has a setup, League of Legends has a setup, StarCraft has a setup, there's tournaments, there's matches going on. There's also the big tournament from like players all over the world that compete, and what they do for that PAX tournament is they play a series of different games. And then you got different games, and you have to like win them to progress. And like the top prize winner was like this, thousands of dollars and like a trip or something. It's pretty amazing. There's also like rooms where players can there's tons of computers, like a giant LAN center, and people can play whatever games they want. And that's the event. It lasts for 3 days. John and I only waited in line for 2 hours, one opening. The others we kind of like meandered in 2 hours late because it's kind of an all-day thing. But there's also a lot of after parties, like so like bar crafts will be going on. And
yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of bar crafts going on from what Oscar
so bar
said,
crafts, a lot of just people meeting up at different locations to hang out and talk about their things after the fact, out of the convention center. And so this LAN center, I think it wasn't for people of PAX because, well, I mean, you could go to either. You have your tickets, so you can go into the convention center. You can go to the LAN. I don't think they wanted to charge anything for it. I don't know if they ended up charging anything for the Red Bull LAN event.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but so the whole thing with that is Red Bull, Day9, and Husky put together this thing called the Trial of the Xel'Naga, and basically it's actually really cool. They have these very specific maps, and they basically pit 2 different pros against each other, and they poll the audience, both people on the internet and people in the actual immediate audience, to either send down like things to like help the players or to hinder them, like putting down random nuclear strikes, putting down these banelings that when you actually hit them, like they like kind of
treasure
explode with minerals and Vespene. And what was really funny was like the players didn't actually know what they were. There's these huge banelings. I mean, they're like 100 times the size of a regular baneling, and there's 3 of them, and Day9 in one of the games, Day9 accidentally put down 3 instead of just 1, and so they're just kind of rolling around, and no one really knew what to do with them, and then finally they realized they had to like hit them, and then it like exploded out stuff. But it was actually, they were really funny, and there's like invincible, I forget what were they called?
Hell demons or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the banelings would also explode and kill everything.
Yeah, so all 3 of the maps had different things, and like the mineral patches were all funky, and it was just really weird, but really fun to watch. Obviously, it wasn't like serious competition, but it was thoroughly entertaining. I really enjoyed watching those games. What'd you guys think of them? Anything really funny that happened?
I really liked the jungle maps. I thought that the Creeper Catastrophe was just hilarious. Watching these guys get overwhelmed by tons of they were tanklings if you've ever played Marine Arena. Like they were just unkillable little zerglings, but they were all the Urduks and stuff, all the various creatures of StarCraft 2, Automatons 2000 rolling into your base and blowing stuff. It's cool. But yeah, the really cool element I think was that they had fans playing with the pro players. I mean, it was so cool. Like you saw, like it was so funny. See, like, I remember on Fire Map, White Raw was like really upset after losing that first game, and like his buddy who was playing with him was like, "It's okay," like not quite patting him on the back, but like reassuring him. He's like, "We'll take the next one." Like watching him talk like that to White Raw was like. But like you could see the competitiveness in White Rod, even in a game that is meant to be taken so lightheartedly. And sure enough, White Rod takes game 2. I don't remember who took game 3 there. It was so close. That third one was probably the most epic out of like every. Well, see, I didn't get to see the third set, but on Shikuras. But yeah, they were. I mean, that was thoroughly enjoyable. A great idea coming out of our top StarCraft 2 community members there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm kind of surprised how much fun that was, because StarCraft, you think of like these really serious tournaments, and I'm glad they can pull back and do a completely random tournament with just mothership planet crackers. You didn't get to see that one, did you?
That's what it was, yeah.
It was so awesome because they're just neutral and they start in the middle and they all just went towards White Raw's base, I think, over and over. They just all went there randomly. Like, poor guy. But no, like I was really happy to see a different type of StarCraft tournament, and I think it was really successful. It was a lot of fun.
I definitely would like to have gone to that. Like, just to be part of the audience. Wear little glow
Well,
bands and...
Yeah, I think that was a pretty. I think it was a pretty exclusive
Yeah.
audience. I'm gonna guess that they only gave out a certain number of tickets, but because it didn't look like there were a lot of people in there.
It didn't.
And I do know some of the people that were in there were like other kind of StarCraft members of the community. I know that there were quite a few of those kind of people that weren't just like fans. But I'm not entirely sure how that works. But I would totally love to go to that next year if they do that again, or if they do it somewhere else besides Seattle. So that should be something we look into, Ari.
Yeah, well, like I said, didn't know it was gonna happen, and then I already bought my tickets to go see you, and then it's like, oh look, this land thing is happening 2 days before I get back. Well, actually, no, it like ended the day I flew home, and I got there, and I was like,
I could have been there, or all the bar crafts. Yeah, and it sounds like the bar crafts must have been really fun in
Yeah.
the area, since it was kind of like a big video gaming party.
apparently
for
a
the
lot of
weekend.
them met up there, and like there's been posts like, hey, it was really cool to meet the Seattle group there at the bar crafts and the land party or whatever. It's like, wow.
Nice. I wonder if Oscar ended up getting out there that
I
weekend.
don't know.
Yeah, we should ask him. But yeah, so I think that Mike, did you have any inputs on the Trial of Zelnaga or
No, not anything I didn't say yet.
Yeah, is it Trial? Yeah. All right. Well, so what was the next topic that we wanted to touch on? Was it the real talk with Artosis or?
Yeah, let's talk about the real talk with Artosis. Did anyone get to see that?
Yeah, parts of it.
What were your
As well.
what's your take on it?
For the most part, I thought Artosis was an interesting character, and I'll let you guys expand on that a little bit. But as far as I thought, it was pretty understandable where he came from. His mom was very vehemently against him playing StarCraft when he was younger, and you can kind of tell that drove him probably quite a bit, because a lot of people do really well when someone tells them you can't do this. So I'm sure that probably also helped him to get really good and stuff and pursue it more.
Well,
But
he
I
also
really
he mentioned how like their kids are gonna do what the parents might not want them to do. Like, because
Yeah.
someone had said, well, what if your daughter hates esports and computer games? He's like, well, whatever makes her happy. So
yeah.
because his mom was so against him playing computer games.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the intro was really funny. I'd never heard that In Control had done this whole. I don't know how many years ago that happened,
It's a
but it
long
was
time
basically
ago.
an In Control comedy sketch making fun of Artosis, and JP McDaniel used that as an intro to the video, and I thought that was really really funny.
Something about the toads and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really good.
But Kibbles, what'd you think? Anything?
One point really stood out to me when JP, decided to ask Artosis, all right, look, let's say you weren't jumping on that trampoline, and it's just so bizarre just thinking that, just one instant in your life, if you had just not looked in that direction at the moment that you jumped that time on that trampoline where you then landed and broke your ankle horrifically, and it ended your sports career forever. I mean, he asked Artosis, he was like, look, let's say you didn't break your ankle. Would you be in this position now? And in many words, he said no.
Yeah.
I don't think I would at all. And he's like, look, it takes time to realize StarCraft is the beautiful game it is. He just kept using the word beautiful. I couldn't, what's the word you always tell? You got a word that you're always going to throw at somebody when you love them. And I could see Artosis probably always telling his wife, love, or beautiful, 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 because that's what he says about StarCraft. You could not get away from that adjective of beautiful, and it really just shows how much he loved the game. Because he kept saying how a beautiful game it was, and how he never would have realized it if he hadn't broken his ankle. Because I related to it in a way. I had such. I mean, I broke my arm in my basketball, but wonder if that was around the same time. I never really thought about it. But like, yeah, get mono. I got mono, and it was like horrific for like months. And so I just sat and played video games. I couldn't go to school or anything. I was like dead. And so I'd go play video games for like 3 miserable hours of death, and then go back to sleep. And you know, there's nothing else to do. And I completely like when he was like, "Yep, I had nothing I could do except play." He's like, I needed a competitive outlet, or I would go crazy. And you know, if he didn't get competitive, he would feel depressed. And I was like, that's really cool that you know he was willing to. A lot of people would be like, "Oh no, I'd still totally be into StarCraft," but he was just real frank about it. He was like, "I don't think I would. I don't think I would." And you just think about, you know, there's more to it than just StarCraft. That's the funny thing. Like, yeah, we appreciate StarCraft in our lives and everything, but I love that he was able to take that step back.
Yeah.
That is cool to think of the alternate universe Artosis as a pro basketball player.
Yeah, really.
I
Right?
know, right?
StarCraft nearly. Ask yourself that. In that universe, how big is StarCraft right now?
I don't
That's
know.
true.
Write a thesis paper on
It,
that.
it wouldn't be called an Artosis pylon. What would it be called?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Those words
know.
And also, it wouldn't be Tastosis. It would be like Taste 9 or something. Maybe they. I don't know. That wouldn't happen because
Taste.
Day 9 wouldn't have.
Can't
Taste
imagine.
bitters?
Can't.
Whoever, well, remember he said that he got invited over because Hydra and the guy who was holding, the guy who had the in with, oh my goodness, I'm just like on the tip of my tongue right now. What was the name of the team he was on? Estrada, and they brought Artosis over to do commentary, right? That's what he was explaining.
Mhm.
I may have a couple of facts mixed up here, but yeah, he ended up like they wanted a commentator, so somebody else would have gotten picked. Whoever would have come in second.
Hmm.
Crazy. So,
Yes.
with that, do you want to take some questions from the chat and then do some shout outs, call it a show?
Yeah, if anyone's got any, if anyone has any questions for Kibbles, please let us know. But while people are formulating some questions, I'm trying to think what do we want to do for games after this?
What haven't we done in a while?
I don't know. We've done mono battles this week. Ugh. We could do the HOTS map, but I don't know how fun that's gonna be. Since I don't know. I don't know, Kibbles, do you have any requests for
Tower defense! I'm just kidding. That's kind of boring. Actually, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I haven't played the HOTS map yet. Just
You wanna do that?
personally. You can play it once too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. I have no idea how to use the units. I mean, I have an idea, and obviously, Tima's gonna win. Whoever's team is with Tima. So
Battle Hellions OP.
Oh my god, oh my god, the Terran units are so awesome. I kind of want to switch to Terran. I'm
We
not
could
going
have Mike face off against the two of you, and I could cast it.
in hot.
That,
Ah!
I don't build mech though. I'd be like, what's a factory?
depending on the map,
Uh,
maybe that could be fun.
I
I
don't
feel like I
know.
just get rushed by like 5 Marines and a Zealot. Like,
Yeah, it would need to be like District 10.
Yeah.
nice.
Oh my god. Oh, hold on.
Do you have a question?
Nope, that's not. Nope, no questions. All right. Well, we don't have any questions because there's, apparently, Kibbles, you told them everything. They don't.
You told
I
them
like
your
that.
life story.
Oh man, I'm trying to think if I have any questions. So what's your next plan? Like, what's the next thing that you're probably gonna commentate?
MLG Dallas Soldiers. MLG Dallas.
Okay, cool. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, absolutely. I haven't been to Dallas yet.
It's hot.
I went to Dallas back. I have a brother who lives in San Antonio, and we kind of did a tour de Toxins back when I was down there. So I haven't been there since like middle school. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. We do have a question from all three.
Even more dreamy. Is Day 9 just as dreamy in real life? Answer is it's like an order of magnitude of like 4, I would say.
Wow.
Basically, because your body, divides up like once down the middle. So like you get each half is like just as beautiful, and then of course you gotta like. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
How tall is he? How tall is he? Is he tall?
Yeah, he's pretty tall. He was taller than I expected.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. I
Don't
know
play rock paper scissors with him. Like if you the funny thing about Day 9, like walk up to him, throw your fist out, and he will do the exact same, and you'll just play a real quick game of rock paper scissors, and he will win. That's how it's gonna go. So.
How about rock,
That's
paper,
awesome.
scissors, lizard, Spock?
We did talk about this yesterday. That's awesome. Good reference. Cool. Well, all right. So you're going to be doing Dallas, and are there any other like events that you're planning on going to outside of MLG? Whether it's just to, like.
I want to go to IPL Vegas because I just had the absolute. Atlantic City was a lot of fun. So I want to go to Vegas. I mean, I've never been to Vegas, so I'm thinking, all right, let's just go out there for like a week, catch the whole time, be there for IPL, of course. That'd be a boatload of fun, and I really want to make it to a PAX. So, I mean, Seattle was a little far for me, and the timing is just horrific.
There's a PAX East.
Yeah,
it really,
there's
yeah. It's not a big deal where, in all honesty, because like I like going to other sides and other places where I've never been because it's like a unique experience on top of a sweet esports event, as opposed to, oh my god, if I go to a PAX in New York, it's like, okay, I've been to New York, yeah, I really want to go to a PAX because I think a lot like MLG is like an organized, itinerary event. Everything's laid out real well. I feel, PAX, the thing with PAX, as you were saying, Ari, you got all these, like, events, like, that are kind of just, like, throw-together events, and then you always come over. I have friends who've gone to PAX, and they're like, they come back richer than when they left, because they just come back with so much free stuff. And, like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of swag. Like I said, if you want to get stuff, you want to be there every morning, and at this point, it's gotten so big that you have to be, like, 2 hours in advance, and even then, you're already in a line.
Wow.
You just bring a board game out with you, or poker chips,
Yeah.
or laptops, and play StarCraft.
It's a great idea.
Well, there's also, like, what I didn't mention was, like, there's rooms, and there is a schedule. There is a schedule of talks, people from the gaming companies that are, like, talking to you about the different aspects. Do you want to work for us? Do you want to program for us? Do you want to, all that stuff. So.
Cool. That's pretty awesome.
Skipping back a little bit, are we going to do the IPL in Vegas, guys?
I think we should. And when is it?
It's pretty close to
Last week of
me.
November, or first week,
Last week of November?
Yeah, the weekend.
Katie's like, I might be in the Philippines.
Yeah, I might actually. But
Yeah.
if I'm not, I actually do want to do that. And then we could all just get one hotel
One room.
and
yeah,
all
whatever.
sleep like sardines, because I
Yeah!
think that's the best way to do it.
Might as well.
What do you guys think?
I'm
Yes.
totally down. I
Last
definitely
week
think
of
we should go
November.
there.
He's like, Kibble's like, I actually get a room now. You guys are all weird. But I totally think we should do
No,
that.
you need less money on the hotel means more money to gamble with. That's how I'm going to see it. I'm going to allow myself a budget, and that budget will consider me getting my own room and paying for my own food. And then I'll take my food budget, and I'll give myself a quarter of that, and then I'll take you get the idea.
Okay, yeah. So are you in on the mass sardining into a room?
We need to bring a PlayStation 3. That's the only requirement.
I don't have one.
Okay, I can take my roommates.
Because he's
Oh,
not
yeah,
there.
let's steal yours.
I was really hoping somebody would be like, why a PlayStation 3? And then,
Why a PlayStation
Well,
3?
You don't
Kibbles?
normally
Yeah.
question when someone wants a video game console.
are you kidding me? We're playing StarCraft. Why would we need a PlayStation?
I don't know. I didn't know if we use it for something specific.
Hold on, I
was
think
like,
I might be
alright.
able to get an N64 with StarCraft 64. We should play that.
Yes!
God,
What?
that game sucked.
Oh my god.
It's split screen, so like you can't DT rush someone because they see your base.
Oh my god.
You just
I
gotta
think-
like hide the DT. You gotta build the DT shrine, quickly look away before the probe actually goes to build the DT shrine, and then never look back. Or
you
the
can't-
DT sit around, look- You can't rally
You
point.
can't micro because you're using thumbsticks. I mean, it's
Yeah.
impossible.
Never
I bet I remember I played Warcraft 2 on the PlayStation.
Oh God.
I didn't know that existed. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
That's...
actually I loved it. I'm not even gonna lie. I love it.
I'm lying. It was amazing. All right. Before we digress further,
Yeah.
the plan is we're going to IPL. We're going to end this show right now, and we're going to go play some
Well,
team
and you're gonna
games or
tweet. You're gonna tweet at Nike Airy if you intend to go. Twitter.com/Nike Airy.
Nope,
Going.
It's Twitter.com. We don't have a Nike Airy Twitter yet.
Well, then
Like I
you
said,
tweet
I
off.
made one, but I mean, whatever. But you said you got
Oh.
some like weird follower, remember?
Oh right, we only have one follower, and they sent us something about like porn. Hold on, but Twitter at Nike GoGo TV. That's mine, and then Arliss, whatever yours is.
Delta Rain, which is a username I've used since I was 13.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, let us know if you're going to IPL. So tweet at us. Our Twitter is actually down in the info somewhere down there. So
Or you can just go to NikeAiry.com. It's got both of them in there.
it's true. Just go to our website.
Just go to
All right,
NikeAiry.com.
it's very complicated, Kibbles, as you can tell.
That's it.
All right, well, Kibbles, thank you so much for coming on. It's been really fun, and we're obviously going to want you to come on again because that's why, yeah, we're going to want you to come on again. So, because it's called Best of 7, and we like having 4 people.
And not Pop-Tarts.
Oh, it means you gotta have every time we come on and we go yes vote, no vote, and it's a best of 7.
Okay.
Every time I come on. Oh well. I tried. All right. I'm not feeling a lot of
It
that.
was a good attempt.
Sympathy vote.
All right, Mike, you want to close it up?
Nope, I have nothing else to say. GG,
All right.
guys.
Thanks, everyone.
GG.
We'll catch you next week and stick around for some games. Bye.
Bye.